Hello viewers, this is Wolf here. Welcome to Wolf's Haven and to some more Monster Hunter reviews. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Capcom Monster Hunter Rise Acrylic Mascot Collection Vol.2. So this is a collection of keychains here. It's also a blind box, so I don't know what I'm going to get, and there is a possibility. There is some potential for duplicates to show up, but some of the monsters in this, the keychains, their icons, I've been wanting to have for a while. So if we actually take a look at the box and kind of scan around it, we can actually see what all the things are we can potentially get. So on this side here, you can see that we have Rachna Kadaki, there is Keizu, we have Almudron, Diablos, Rathian, and on the other side, we have Anjanath, Kuluyaku, Barioth, Rajang, and Puke Puke. So I think out of all of these, I think Barioth is definitely the one that I'm aiming to get. And also I think there was one on this side. Maybe, I guess, Almudron and Rachna Kadaki. So let's open these up and see what we end up getting here. Sometimes some of these keychain collections might come with like a secret keychain as well. If there is one in this set, I guess, hopefully I get it. And hopefully we see what that is if there is one here. So I guess we'll start off with the first box here. So, the first one we're going to get is Puke Puke. So yeah, it's a pretty cool looking keychain. Again, like I do like what they've done with the Rise series of keychains, where we do have a completely clear background, so it almost looks like the artwork is just floating inside there. Looks very nice, completely clear on the sides. But yeah, the water brush aesthetic here looks very beautiful in here. I definitely like Puke Puke's design as well. So let's jump on to the next one. So, we get Rathian. So it's definitely nice to have like a version of Rathian here within this aesthetic. This will definitely go nicely with the standard Rathian keychain from the other series that I have. But overall this looks good. I definitely like the purples with the greens here. On to the next one. And then we have Kuluyaku. So this is definitely one of my favorite monsters. One of my favorite early game monsters from Monster Hunter World. And it's cool to see it in this aesthetic as well. Like, there definitely is a bit of like a 3D effect in here with the egg specifically. It definitely looks like that egg is just floating there. There is like a bit of depth to it, which does look good. And I do like the purple shading around Kuluyaku here. So now for the next one, we have Rajang. So, not one of my favorite monsters to be quite honest, but in this aesthetic here, the keychain does look pretty cool. I do like how you have his glowing eye there, and the yellow horns very distinct from the rest of his color palette. So that's pretty cool. So on to the next one. Ah, okay, cool. So we got Barioth. We got one of the ones that I really wanted. This Barioth has always been one of my favorite monsters in the series. Such a cool design, and it looks so good in this art style. With that water brush aesthetic with like the massive fangs, the saber-tooth fangs there, looks so good, as well as like the bladed edges of the wings here with that purple shading. Looks so good, especially with the patterning there on like the front leg. Looks so good. This is easily my favorite of the keychain so far, so I'm glad that I got it. Just slide these over just a little bit. Okay, so the next one is Keizu. So yeah, Keizu was a monster that I never really experienced in the series until Monster Hunter Rise. And yeah, to be honest, I'm not a fan of this monster. I don't like its design, and fighting it, I'm not a big fan of it either. I do think they did a better job with this concept with Giganox in Monster Hunter 3. But, you know, it is cool to have a keychain of him, but yeah, definitely one of my least favorite monsters, to be sure. So on to the next one. Okay, cool. So we have Olmadron. So this was definitely one of my favorite early game monsters as well from Rise. I do like that they expanded on the whole Leviathan archetype within the series with this mud serpent. And yeah, the design in the keychain just looks really cool. He almost looks like a viper here. You have the very massive tail hovering above the top. Love the color palette with the oranges and purples. Very cool looking keychain. To the next. So this is Diablos. So yeah, pretty cool looking aesthetic on Diablos here. Again, Diablos not being one of my favorite monsters, but this looks really good. I do like the color palette with I do like the fact that the horns have that dark purple shading there. And just how it contrasts with the almost like khaki color body here. So on to the next. So we have Anjanath. So we take a look at Anjanath's icon here. Again, looking really cool. Although, to be honest, his mouth looks really goofy here. With the separated teeth, that actually looks very weird. I don't think I noticed that in-game when I was playing Rise, but yeah, it looks way more goofy now than before. But yeah, pretty cool to have an Anjanath within this aesthetic. I think I do prefer the Monster Hunter World version of his icon a little bit more than this one. But anyways, now we're on to the final keychain. So hopefully we get Raknikadaki. Ah, yes, okay, cool. So that's exactly what we get. So I got pretty lucky during this set. I think in the past, to be quite honest, like, I haven't really had too many issues with getting duplicates. I think there might have only been one set that I had a duplicate in. But yeah, like overall, this was pretty lucky. So yeah, we got Raknikadaki here. And this, I think, this monster was a pretty cool addition into Rise. This was my first time ever fighting one of the spider archetypes in the series. I believe Monster Hunter 4 might have had a spider, but again, I didn't play too much into that game to even get to that point. So this was honestly a really cool fight, especially with how it used the silk binds. Very cool fight for sure, and its icon looks really good. So yeah, those are all of the keychains within this set. If it just pan down a little bit, so you can get a little bit of a better look here. Some really cool artwork all throughout these keychains. And let's see, if I were to pick a top 3, well, I think you already know, like, definitely Barioth is easily my favorite out of this whole set. I just think design-wise, just the shape of it and the colors just look so much better than a lot of the other keychains here. And then Almudron is easily second, and then, yeah, I think Raknikadaki is a close third. And then, obviously, least favorite is going to be Keizu, and Diablos is not going to be too far behind him. I do really like the Puke Puke one, as well as Kuluyaku. But yeah, I think overall, this was a solid collection of keychains, and yeah, I'm really happy to finally get a Barioth one. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys found it informative. There's definitely going to be a lot more Monster Hunter stuff, collectibles, and content coming in the future, so I hope you guys stay tuned for all of that. But until then, I hope you guys have a good day or good night, depending on where you are, and I will see you all later.